Usually you feel it's battered and you're never going to replace it. But on a basic level, I'm being dramatic here, but on a basic level, it's what you attract and what you don't want. What you attract or what you put, what you like, what you don't like. But what you like and what you don't like, for some people, stay the same all their life. For many people, it changes many times across a lifetime. So some people, it's changing all the time. So it's not, even though it's a common quality for everyone, it's a layer of consciousness and a sphere of being that we can all experience. It really experientially differentiates really strongly different people, different ages, different results. Wow, it's a big storm trying to come to terms with this. So much so that in many mystical terms, you have to give up what you want and learn to be more meditative and let go of your desires to get to peace. The other meditation is to stop thinking, which is dealing with the mind. So one type of meditation in spiritual path is countering the mind and trying to stop it so you can be quiet. Venus is trying to stop your desires so you can be at peace and content, compassionate. So these two are the gifts in life of being talented, being able to communicate, being expressed, being charming, being able to get what you want, being able to think, being able to like life. These are Mercury and Venus, but they have the other side too. So usually we're somewhere in the process of going. We're between the grossness and the betterness, and we're trying to get out of where we are to make something better. You know, you go to an first AA meeting, you say, oh, this sounds good. I have to let go of what I want because what I want is not good. I want another drink, and it's not good. You know, like it's Venus talking, but then, hey, I got to have a drink. You can go back to that other meeting. Let's go have a drink now. It's easy to just compromise it. You can tell yourself you want to be with someone or you don't want to be with someone, and you're with them and you don't want to, you got away and then you're pulled back again. What we want isn't a consistent factor. It fluctuates. It's not necessary. It's necessary to build up our sense of values and liking things and feeling appreciated and feeling wanted. That's Venus, normal, necessary. But the minute it goes too far or too less, boy, it becomes a haunting, soul-searching thing. It gets us in all sorts of trouble. You know, it's not the aggression of sexuality, it's the reception, what you receive, what you take in. Somebody thinks I'm beautiful and they're going to buy me nice things. Well, great, I'll take this. No one's going to do it, but if I need money and I don't have any money, I can go on the streets and I can get money. And that age-old career. But then you meet some people that aren't spoiled, they're very innocent, very simple, and very beautiful people, and they haven't got there. But if you lived a very challenged life, a life of many desires, ups and downs, it's going to be hard once you've had a lot of experience to start sharing with somebody who's just really simple, like a kid. And how much of your values go into your kid or don't go in. These are huge issues, and they're irrational issues. How much, when God was giving out the looks, how much on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think you got? The other side of that is right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how beautiful do you think you are? Ooh, did the number go up or down across your life since you've been born? Wow, so many stupid little things we can like or dislike that affect huge directions in our life. Does no mean yes? Does yes mean no? Can you change once you want something? Are you allowed to change it to something else? Oh, it's a whole matrix. So many puzzles, but you become to know in time, oh, this is a Venus issue, not a Mercury. Venus is at the source of this problem. Mercury is at the source of that problem. The moon is at the source of this problem. But these inner planets run into each other like salad dressing, and they're all shook up, and we just see it as one thing. We don't have these separated out. So as an astrologer, you see them and you begin to have to direct, if you want to fix the Venus or you want to fix the Mercury, usually you have to go back to the moon and the basic lifestyle so you can think clearly, so you can make better choices. Not always easy to do. So getting desperate, I'll never get this, I have to do this. Whoa, that's part of it. How you deal with money, how you invest, how you don't, these are exterior parts of Venus. So what's grace? What's peace? What's contentment? These are the Mercury and Venus are our two inner faculties. We can't see them, but their presence is blatantly there. It's always a puzzle. You can't just assume you have to fix it this way, or this is right, or this is wrong. You have to look at it. Anybody can like things they don't want. In fact, most of the things that aren't good for you are things you like. But then how much will you take before you can say, no, that's not good for me, I got to let it go? You have too much sweets, you put on weight. You have too much sex with too many different people, and sooner or later you don't have the same who's going to satisfy you. As soon as you're with anyone, you're thinking about being with someone else. So Venus can get twisted inwardly or outwardly. It's a real storm. It's a real challenge. So every planet has its virtue and its vice. When you're thinking clearly and imaginatively, boy, the mind is great. When you're seeing something clearly, you just like something and you love music and you want to play it. That's easy. But then your tolerance for bad music can be really horrible, extreme, and your behavior that comes off of that is a whole nother thing. So these inner things all run into each other, and they'll affect the whole package we put together when we go to put our energy out in the world. So the symbol for Venus is just the circle of the sun and the cross. It's the Earth cross and the first planet inside the Earth towards the sun. That's the symbol. There's Venus. There's books that go into this in great detail. Probably Mark Edmund Jones's book on the signs of the zodiac will go into these imageries fairly nicely. So here you see Venus cycle. We've had the Mercury and the Moon and the Mercury below. Here the Venus is this reddish cycle. The arrows here is pointing to Venus, and you can see the aspects. See, it has its place in the signs, in the houses, has the aspects. So basically, any planet picks up the sign sets the attitude that colors the way that planet works. The planet is colored by the attitude. It puts and then takes on the energy and puts it into the house of the circumstances that the house it's in. And it does it easy or difficultly according to the aspects to it. Then you see what stress factors are affecting it. Okay. So really, you can try and, if you're going to you really want to study these things, you look at the Venus cycles when Venus conjuncts and squares, and you watch these cycles across your whole life, just Venus to itself. And then you get your history. I mean, it's always good to have a little spreadsheet with each year, and so you have a year, and you have each month of the year, and next year each month of the year. So there's a line for each month of every year, every month in your life. And you put what happened in those things, because you can't always remember them at the moment. So it's good to have that, start working on that Excel sheet that has your history. Then you can go back and say, oh, that was this. And you can add so many things, where you were living, what teachers you had, where parents were, you can add all kinds of things like it, but in time, in the order it's in. Then when you start studying astrology, you can have this, oh, look at that. Every one of these Venus changes involved this or that. Then you start seeing complexes and patterns repeating across a lifetime. Okay. So we start from the moon on the earth, and it's the 29, 30 days, that 30-day cycle. Then you have the Mercury, the 88-day cycle. Then you have the Venus, the 210-day cycle, 10-month cycle. Then you have the sun, the 1-year cycle, one orbit of the earth, of your body around the sun. One experience of the whole seasons, and each day with a light and darkness with each season, and all the changes of hot, cold, wet, dry, comfort, discomfort each day as it goes through the 12 moons or 13 moons, as it goes through the seasons of the year. So by the time a year comes by, if you experienced, you're 1 year old. We count our ages on that 1 year. And the sun, it's the huge thing. If you had a medicine ball in one hand, a big huge medicine ball in one hand, you could take all the other planets and just close your hands around them all. They would be almost insignificant compared to the sun. Nothing's more important than the sun. So the sun, it's your vitality, it's your heart and soul. It's the heart, it's your vitality into life. The sun's just energy. It's not like a planet. It's not reflecting energy. It's burning energy. It's where the soul connects to the heart and connects to this life. It represents, in a way, it's your heart, the source of the blood and keeping everything going on. It's your it's your aliveness, your purposefulness. So where the moon, I guess you call it your purpose, your will to be something. I'm going to be somebody. And it's everybody, when they're happy and they're confident, they shine, and they're just confident they can do almost anything. I will do this, I will do that. So the willfulness to do things. So the moon, oh, I have this memory, this doesn't feel so good, oh, remember this. The moon always is pulling us back into the past, out of the moment, into our memories, into the past. But the sun, it's not going into that. It's burning now and pushing us. I have this energy. I see the purpose. It's pushing us into the future. I'm going to do this. I will do this. I've got a destiny. I'm going to accomplish this. So this purposefulness of the sun. So when you read the sun, there's a few keywords. They're super simple and so easy to rationalize them and say, okay, I got it. But boy, you really have to keep working on it to get the sense of the presence of what it means to be in touch with it, confident, alive with it, or working against it. If you're going too confidently at something, you could be really arrogant. You could be so confident you're almost bowling over everybody else, expecting all the attention. This is the arrogant side of the sun. So in some places, the sun is an arrogant kid. Some places it's a ferocious death god because the sun is so hot it can kill you in the desert countries. Some places the sun is a symbol of warmth and creating the seasons to live by. So we experience it differently at different places on the planet. But in your chart, I like to call it your confidence. Based on this home and the security you've come out with, the health that you have, the feelings of your basic needs and basic habits that your moon represents, you've developed certain mental structure, a mental matrix or frame of reference for how to maneuver things or how to manipulate things in your life, in your mind, and how to plan things and where you are in the scheme of things. That's your Mercury. Then you've developed a Venus of, if I want something, I can figure out the scheme, I can live this way and I'll get it. So you have a mix of your feelings, your mind, and your emotions all within you. These are your inner selves. We all have them, and they're not, sometimes one's strong, sometimes one's weak, sometimes they're all strong, sometimes they're all pathetic. But your confidence is your sun. When anybody's happy, boy, they look beautiful. Doesn't matter how ugly you're or anything, they're happy. It's beautiful to see them. Sometimes you're walking down the street, you're not happy. That's Venus. You're thinking, you're worrying about it. You're not feeling secure. You're walking down, you get this big frown on your face. You're in pain. You're walking down the street, you're in pain, and you get this ferocious look on your face. You're walking down, you're just trying to get through the pain and get somewhere. Someone else comes and someone's walking along the street and runs into you. You say, oh, that's a really ferocious person, not projecting anything nice. They're really dangerous. I got to stay away from them. And sometimes it's just the person's just in pain. And they look horrible because they're in pain trying to navigate it, but they don't realize what they're putting out is fear or pain. So the sun is what you radiate out. You radiate your values. You radiate what, if someone has their sun with Venus, they radiate what they want. They charm strongly, and they get it. So if someone has their Mercury there, they radiate their intelligence more. If the moon, they radiate their feelings more. And to some degree, we're radiating all these inner qualities. And that confidence of the sun is going to be, it's giving you the light to burn energy to go. But it represents the light, but the moon is how you're grounded by your past and your memories and your thought patterns and the limitations of your mental attitudes when you're prejudiced or thinking right or wrong. Those things limit how much of your light you let through. And Venus, what you like or what you don't like, all the things are conditioning things. Just like a planet isn't light, it's blocking the light. The sunlight comes out, it blocks the planet. The planet blocks the light. Some of that light is stopped on that planet. It goes onto the planet, it doesn't go behind it. So the planets really are taking the sunlight and grounding it in their own sphere of interest and interfering with the unconditional sunlight, the unconditional love or radiance of pure confidence.